In this video, I'm gonna show you how to juggle 6 balls, so let's get right into it.
And by the way, in case you don't already know me, my name is Fly Juggler Bennett Santor. I've been juggling for over a decade. I'm an international juggling champion. I've juggled 9 balls, and now I get to teach juggling to hundreds of thousands of people like you guys through my social media presence. Anyways, back to the video.
So the thing about juggling 6, 7, 8, or 9 balls is kind of once you get here, you to some degree already know how to do it. If you learned 4 balls and you learned, okay, do 2 in one hand on your right side, 2 in one hand on your left side, don't cross the center, and then put it together, that's basically the exact same thing with 6 balls. Except instead of learning 2 in one hand, you learn 3 in one hand on this side, 3 in one hand on this side, and then you put it together. So even though it's more balls, this tutorial is actually gonna be shorter than a 4-ball tutorial because you pretty much know already how to progress, but I'm still gonna go through some extra steps. I'm just gonna say before we start, 6 balls is actually extremely underrated as like an amount of balls to juggle because a lot of people ignore it because 7 is what's considered cool and so is 5, and so 6 balls is kind of just skipped. So if you get really good at 6 balls, you're gonna have an advantage that everyone else doesn't because everyone else just kind of forgets about it. So let's get right into how to do 6. So obviously I'm gonna give you the standard advice of, okay, throw 3 in one hand on this side and then 3 in one hand on the other side, but you can practice that by starting with actually just 2 in one hand before you even go to 3. So the way that works is you can put 2 in your dominant hand and practice 1, 2, 3, but instead of doing a third throw, you're just gonna tap your leg on that. So 1, 2, tap, catch, catch. And then you could try to go for another round. So 1, 2, tap, 1, 2, tap, 1, 2, tap, and that will get you in the rhythm and speed that you need to be able to juggle 3 in one hand. So of course, practice that on your right side and practice that on your left side and make sure you can do both. Only then should you get out the next ball and then practice doing 3 in one hand. And of course, just practice doing 1, 2, 3 at first. And then as you get better, you can practice 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop, etc. And then eventually you can kind of just go for as many catches as you can on both your left and your right side. Now, of course, the crucial thing here is that you're not crossing the center of your body. If I'm juggling 3 in one hand like this, that's great, and I can do it for a long time, except for the fact that half these throws are cutting to the other side of my body, and if I try to juggle 6 like that, you're just bound to have a collision and it's gonna be terrible. So you want to be able to do it where your 3 in one hand on your right is on this side of your body, while your 3 in one hand on your left is on the other side of your body, and they're not crossing on every single throw. Now, once you get good on both sides, being able to do it without crossing the center of your body, and you can even put your hand up where your nose is. So put it on your nose, go straight out, and then put it there while you practice your 3 in one hand. If you can do that consistently, then you are finally ready to add in both 3 in one hands on each side because you're proving that you can juggle without crossing the middle of your body. So you could start with async, so right, left, right, left, right, left, and just go for 6 catches and stop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, catch, 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 like that. And then, of course, go for longer runs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then maybe you go for 10, like that. And then eventually you can just go for as long of runs as you can without dropping. Next, you can practice sync. So it's the same idea, but you're throwing right and left at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 like that. And again, progress the same way. So start with just 3, and then try to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then try to go for as many as you can. So then you might just go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just keep going until you literally can't do it anymore. So, and with 6, I'll point out another interesting thing is you really need to exaggerate this circular motion even more than you did before because you're gonna be throwing it higher, and if you don't exaggerate it, the likelihood of a collision is much higher. So when you see me doing it, I'll likely be juggling my 3 in one hand like this, where these throws are going super far to the outside of my body and are really traveling in a big circle so that they don't cross my body. So yeah, that's how you do 6 balls, and I'll add in another cool thing here, which is the way you do 3 in one hand can be completely different. So in my other tutorial I showed you with 4, you can either do fountain, reverse fountain, or columns. So you can do that exact same thing with 3. So you can do fountain, reverse fountain, and then with columns, you do 3 separate columns like this. So you can do 3 separate columns with 3 in one hand like that, and you can even juggle 6 like that. So 6-ball columns might look like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. But cool enough, you can also do a cascade or a reverse cascade as a 3 in one hand. And let me show you what that looks like. So I'll start with the reverse cascade because it's easier. I'm gonna loop each throw from the opposite side. So reverse cascade, and continue looping it like this. And now it looks like I'm basically juggling a reverse cascade, but I'm only using one hand. So you do that by picking where the center will be, and then you switch, throwing it from the outside on either side of that straight line and having it land in the center. So outside, 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 boom like this, and having it land in the center on every single throw. Now, if you want to do the reverse of that, which would look like a cascade, you start from the center and throw to the outside. So let's say this is my center line. I'd throw to the outside on the left, then on the right, then on the left, etc. So left, right, and now it looks like I'm juggling cascade, even though I'm juggling all 3 of those in one hand. So those are just some interesting variations of the actual 3 balls in one hand, and you can do all of those in a 6-ball pattern. Now it's interesting because you rarely see people do it, but you could do reverse cascades on every throw. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, while doing 6 balls. So yeah, that's an interesting thing to note, and I think 6 balls is something that's worth getting good at, even though it's kind of considered like the stepchild of juggling. Even if you want to be a 7-ball juggler and you want to learn all the 7-ball patterns, learning 6 balls is still cool and is valuable and will serve you on your juggling journey. So I would still take the time to at least be able to, you know, run it pretty consistently, especially if you want to be able to do 7. So anyways, that's how you juggle 6 balls. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.
And quick reminder, I've helped millions with juggling through my free videos, but I wanted to do even more, which is why I started Fly Juggling School. Believe it or not, there was a time where I couldn't juggle 3 balls. In fact, I sucked so badly that I had to drop down to scarves. And to be honest, it was discouraging, and I probably would have quit if I hadn't had a coach. He helped me improve at juggling without the frustration of constantly getting stuck on the same trick. I want the same for you. So if you're not convinced by these testimonials, here's my guarantee. Join Fly Juggling School, write down any trick you want to learn, and if you don't learn it, I'll give you a full refund. It's a great community, and for more info, it'll be the first link in the description.
And I have a lot more coming soon, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those. Anyways, I'll catch you all in the next one, but as always, happy juggling and peace.